It's really true because Prof. Mills attended the Ideological Institute established by Kwame Nkrumah. So Prof. Mills was trained by, as it were, Kwame Nkrumah. So it's crystal clear. We do appreciate that the NDC is a socialist party, but that doesn't make CPP NDC. It's unheard of. We accept that MPP NDC they claim they are socialist, fine, but that doesn't make CPP NDC. That is the point I want to hammer on.
Another career. I was saying, see, CPP merging with the smaller units will widen their scope. They will widen their, will create a wider frontier for them to challenge the two main, parties, the incumbent NDC and the opposition, the largest opposition party, NPP, right? And it's going to be very, sort of simple in a way sometimes, and also, uneasy. We have a whole lot of factors, that comes into play when even companies are emerging or two parties are emerging, be it political party or a business unit, right? We have one, how do you call it? Integration, right? How well their cultures and their values, their virtues, can collaborate. Okay, that is one. And so the whole of factors, looking at the culture, looking at the philosophy, and as we are aware, PNC, CPP, DPP, and co are all socialist inclined parties in Ghana, and they all were motivated by the ideologies of Sergeant Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. So that is the whole thing. If there has to be a problem, then the leadership is going to be a problem. Who to be the leader, who to be, this and that. So I think that will be my first submission on this issue.
Okay, so you can still join us here on 1415. Type F, leave a space, and follow that up with your message. Type F, leave a space, follow it up with your message, and send to 1415. Philemon Larry would also have a submission. Phil.
Yeah, I believe that nothing is politically impossible. Anything can happen in politics. The expected and unexpected can happen in politics. So I believe that there can be a merger between the CPP, PNC, GCPP, and in fact all the Nkrumah's parties, except the NDC. So all other small parties in Ghana can merge together to form a stronger force to pursue the ideals of Nkrumah. But this can only happen if certain things are taken into consideration. They would first of all have to forgive one another. I'm sure somehow certain elements in the PNC, certain elements in the CPP, certain elements in the GCPP have grudges against one another because attempts have been made. Various attempts have been made to unify both parties, and somehow it didn't work. So obviously they would have had it. They would have gotten some grudges with one another. So the first thing they can do to unite is to forgive one another. Also, they should do away with greed, because when there's a merger now, someone from the PNC would like to be the flag bearer, someone from the CPP would like to be a flag bearer, someone from another small party would like to be the flag bearer. So they should do away with greed and consider the larger interest of the Nkrumah ideology. And then strengthening of party structures. We all know how appalling the CPP is in terms of its organization. Nkrumah was noted for his organizational abilities. So for this to happen, they would have to restructure their party and then, yeah.
Okay, I don't know what Rashid will say to that.
Well, I would come in here. I think that I agree to La Philemon to some extent, but for him to say that they would have to forgive each other, I would, as Bernard said, it happens everywhere, even between a mother and a daughter or a son. It happens, but it becomes better or good or it improves when you agree that fine, we all went wrong, but now we have to come together. It's the best. But I don't think Bernard and Co have not thought through this thing. It started, I think, 4 years ago, 2006. Pakwesi and a couple of other, Dr. Agude and all that, tried to bring these things together. It didn't work out. But now I should think that they are looking at all other things not being equal, which means that they are looking at they fighting against huge mountains. What we are looking here is it really important for CPP and the rest? Is it important for the founder of Ghana? I'm not saying founder of a party, founder of Ghana. That's what we have to look at. Okay. And I think it's in order. It's in order.
Yeah, if you listen to what Bernard Mona said, he said this is an overture from the PNC. The CPP haven't responded to what Bernard Mona. This is very recent. This is not the initial one they attempted merging in 2008. This is very recent. The CPP has not come out to accept or reject what Bernard Mona is saying. Neither has the GCPP come out to speak about that.
But
so there's obviously some elements of they should forgive one another. Each person in the party has grudges against the other person from another party.
I think I should.
So I think you would have to first of all consider what Bernard Mona said. Bernard Mona hasn't received any confirmation from the CPP as to whether they accept or reject.
Let me inform. Last 2 years, CPP started it. PNC threw it off board. So if this year PNC is starting it, what does it say? It means that PNC and CPP are trying to agree on a common front. So if it doesn't happen this year, it will happen next year. Because it started 2006, 2008, 2010. Who knows? CPP started it, they threw it off board. Now PNC is starting it. So it could be that they are all agreeing or disagreeing to agree. And all I'm saying is that Ghana, we should be ready for this. This unity is the right choice for Ghana.
Okay, Agbe.
I think these parties are all in Nkrumah, and if it might be that they believe what the CPP believes in is different from what the PNC believes in, so there can never be a measure. But if you realize, for the past 2 elections that we've held in this country, the CPP keep on dwindling, and their performance at the moment in Parliament, they have 1 seat. The PNC as well is dwindling from 3 to 2, I believe. So it tells you that no, Ghanaians are becoming aware that all the other parties, what they preach is tantamount to what the NDC is preaching. So you realize most of them are moving to the NDC, and NDC is national in character. Please, if NDC is national in character, one thing you might realize that he made mention of Professor Mills going to a geological institute. It doesn't make you a CPP member. If you come to the school of KN University, which is also Kwame Nkrumah University Science of Technology, it doesn't make you a CPP member. So with that, I think there is a problem there. So it doesn't mean Atamu is part of CPP.
Okay.
And I want to let him know and correct himself about that.
Mr. Atta, can I react?
Rashid, quickly, yeah.
I think that he doesn't know what Kwame Nkrumah sought to do at that time with the Ideological Institute. With the inaugural, I read the inaugural speech he delivered, and that those students there were admitted because they were supposed to be, or they were CPP members. You should go and find out speeches, selected speeches by Kwame Nkrumah, from Kwame Nkrumah by Samuel Obeng. It's there, the inaugural speech. Kwame Nkrumah said that there is a reward for the CPP members, and if you are there, it was a reward to CPP. So if you can't tell me that Amos was there and he was not a member, maybe he was, but now he is not. That I'll agree, but you can't say that he was not a member.
Is there a possibility that he had a relative, say a father, who was a member?
It could be.
Not necessarily him.
It could be, but the fact that of course, it could be. I'm not saying that he was and he still is. But what I'm saying is that he could be a member, or maybe he was a member, but now he's not. But he can't say that he has never been a member. That's what I want him to clarify.